Why did the martial artist bring a ladder to the fight? Because he heard the stakes were getting a little bit too high for him. Why do we fall so we can learn to pick ourselves up? Not today. Not while I am still standing here in this dark night. Why do scientists not trust atoms? I have no idea why. Because they make up everything. Why did the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired. Just like you will be when I am finished with this fight here tonight. Why did the punch get into a fight with the wall? Because it wanted to see if the wall was a pushover. Why do we fall? To learn how to pick ourselves up. Not today. Because I am keeping you down on the ground where you belong. Why do fighters never play hide and seek? Because they can never find a good place to hide. Plus, they are always getting into punches. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Why do tennis players keep score if they are always arguing about it? I suppose it is just their way of serving up a little drama. Why do we fall? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up. Sometimes, the most important lesson is not how we win, but how we recover. Why did the punch get a promotion at work? Because it was great at hitting all of its targets and making a strong impact on the team. Why did the punch break up with the kick? Because it felt like it was losing its impact in the heat of the battle. You are not ready for this fight. I have been training for this moment my entire life. Watch out, because he is moving way too fast. Why do fighters never play hide and seek? Because they can never find a good place to hide when they are always looking for a fight. Why do we fall so we can learn to pick ourselves up? I think I have learned my lesson. Please do not hit me again. Why did the punch break up with the kick? Because it felt like they were just going through the motions instead of really connecting. Why do we fall, Bruce? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up. I have learned enough for one day, but the fight is never over. You should have known better than to challenge me in my own city. I did not realize you were actually going to show up tonight. Why do we fall so we can learn to pick ourselves back up? I think I have learned my lesson. Please stop the kicking.